This is the WJTS News. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Bill Potter reporting. An Evansville man was arrested in Jasper on multiple drug-related charges recently. The Jasper Police Department was dispatched to the Days Inn in reference to a suspicious vehicle. Upon arrival, officers used a canine officer on the vehicle who alerted them to the presence of narcotics inside. Officers searched the vehicle and found marijuana as well as a syringe that was determined to contain heroin. After investigation, it was found that the narcotics belonged to 54-year-old Joseph Buchanan of Evansville. Buchanan was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and is facing charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a syringe, and possession of marijuana. A male passenger who was with Buchanan, identified as Timothy Cheney, was cited into court for possession of marijuana. A Huntingburg woman is facing multiple drug-related charges. Friday afternoon, the Jasper Police Department was dispatched to the Sunset Citgo in reference to a female driver slumped over their steering wheel. When officers and EMS arrived, EMS began treating the driver, identified as 60-year-old Unia Foff of Huntingburg, and took her to Memorial Hospital. Officers investigated the vehicle using a canine officer who alerted them to the presence of narcotics. Upon searching the vehicle, officers found methamphetamine and 3 other controlled substances. After Foff had medical clearance at Memorial Hospital, she then was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and is facing charges of possession of methamphetamine and possession of a controlled substance. And a Jasper man is facing OWI charges after being stopped on Sunday. Early Sunday morning, a Jasper police officer saw a vehicle traveling on Newton Street across the center line multiple times. The officer issued a traffic stop on the vehicle and found that the driver, 36-year-old Edgar Castro Guzman, was intoxicated, as well as he had never received a driver's license. A chemical test showed that Castro Guzman had a BAC of .12. Castro Guzman was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and is facing charges of OWI and operating a vehicle without ever receiving a license. On December 11th, a commercial flock in Daviess County tested presumptive positive for H5 avian influenza virus. Samples will be tested at the National USDA laboratory in Iowa for confirmation. A 10-kilometer control area and a 10-kilometer surveillance zone have been established. The flock is being labeled Daviess 01 and has approximately 11,394 turkeys. As part of the existing avian influenza response plans, federal and state partners are working jointly on additional surveillance and testing in areas around the affected flocks. Until the most recent case, the last Indiana flock to test positive was on September 1st, when a small non-commercial flock in Elkhart County tested positive for the H5 avian influenza virus. Board of Animal Health staff will be reaching out to flock owners within the surveillance zone to offer testing. Governor Eric Holcomb honored community leader and originating partner of Holiday World and Splashing Safari, Patricia Pat Cook, with the 2022 Sachem Award for the state's highest honor. On Friday morning, a ceremony to celebrate the honor was conducted at Will Cook Family Auditorium at Heritage Hills High School. Pat Cook had this to say about what it means to be honored with this award.
It feels unreal. It feels happy. It feels humbling. And I just am so amazed and grateful.
Governor Eric Holcomb had this to say about this event in particular, and then explained briefly what goes into the selection of the Sachem Award.
You do have to be discerning and picky and take your time, but as Pat said, there are so many Hoosiers out there that give so much of their time and their treasure and their talent, their blood, their sweat, their tears, and persevere. And so we take all year to arrive at a decision of this, what it represents. And I can tell you that Pat Cook has been on my mind for some time.
The Sachem is given annually to recognize an individual whose lifetime of excellence and moral virtue has brought credit and honor to Indiana. This is the 6th Sachem Award Governor Holcomb has given out. The application period for the Senate Page program has begun. To tell us more about the program, here is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
Hello, this is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report. Civic engagement is a cornerstone of American democracy. For those 18 and older, voting is one way to participate in your government. While many might believe that engaging in government is only for adults, children can also get involved through a unique opportunity at the State House. Each year, students in grades 6 through 12 from across the state of Indiana participate in the Senate Page program. Students who participate in the one-day program get a tour of the Indiana State House, listen to debate, and help Senate staff with age-appropriate tasks. Participants will also have an opportunity to meet their state senator. Positions often fill quickly, so you should apply early if you're interested. The application can be found by visiting indianasenaterepublicans.com/page-program. During their visit, pages will have the opportunity to see Hoosiers work with their state lawmakers to craft legislation that impacts our state. With the influence that state government has on our communities, it's important for our youngest Hoosiers to have an understanding of the legislative process and how actions at the State House impact our daily lives. I always enjoy seeing students from Senate District 48 serve as pages and hope to welcome many more students this session. The Senate Page program will begin in January and run through early April. Pages are scheduled for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays during the legislative session. Their day starts at 8:30 a.m. and are dismissed at 3:30 p.m. Groups that serve together come on Wednesdays. Serving as a page is considered an excused absence from school. As always, feel free to contact my office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov or by phone at 800-382-9467. This has been State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
As always, feel free to contact Senator Messmer's office directly with any questions or concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov, or you can call him 800-382-9467, 800-382-9467. The DuBois County Republican Party previously announced a midterm vacancy effective December 9th of this year in the elected Republican seat of DuBois County Treasurer. A caucus of the Republican County Committee was originally scheduled for yesterday, Sunday, December 11th, to fill the vacancy, but has been rescheduled, and it was canceled earlier it'll now be held at 10 a.m., that is, on Saturday, January 7th, 2023. So again, it's been rescheduled for 10 a.m. Saturday, January 7th, 2023. At the 10 Clark Cultural Center in Jasper. The caucus is not open to the public. Individuals eligible in declaring their candidacy for the Republican treasurer seat must file a notarized form CEB-5 and a CAN-12 with Republican Chairman Robert Duncan. He can be reached at dcgopcc@gmail.com. Again, that's DC as in DuBois County GOP Grand Old Party CC Central Committee @gmail.com. No later than 72 hours prior to the start of the caucus. Forms are available at the county clerk's office in the DuBois County Courthouse. Now stay tuned. WJTS News will continue in a moment with Monday with the Mayor as our new reporter Joyce Merle visits the Huntingburg Mayor, Steve Swinghammer, followed by a look at weather, and then Kurt Guxell has sports.